there, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me for today's Friday edition of Jamaica Magazine. In today's program, we speak education. Right after our quick break, we visit a few outstanding schools across Jamaica that are producing some exceptional student leaders. You don't want to miss out, so hang around.
Jamaica, I can help you protect our citizens.
Jamaica Eye will play a part in increasing your public safety.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, August 16. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has activated its Enhanced Vector Control Program. As a result, the Ministry will be carrying out public education programs and media campaigns over the next few months, as well as island-wide fogging by the parish health departments. In addition, 1,000 trained and certified vector control workers will carry out home inspections and destroy mosquito breeding sites. At Thursday's launch, Minister Christopher Tufton made a call to action for persons to help reduce vector-borne diseases and prevent outbreaks.
This is a real challenge that we have, a real burden that we bear as a society, and a burden that as public health officials, as a government, we have to find better ways to respond to. And a big part of that solution is you. You have been selected to drive that army of activity in every community across Jamaica to provide an appropriate response to the Aedes aegypti mosquito and the breeding of that mosquito.
Dr. Tufton points out that the high period for outbreaks usually occurs between October and February, adding that one Aedes aegypti mosquito lays approximately 2,100 eggs per month. He says these facts highlight the need for proactive measures, especially around homes, which are the most common places for mosquito breeding sites. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has warned school administrators that no child should be denied access to an education due to any obligatory high fees. At a recent function, Mr. Holness decried what he says is the emerging practice of primary schools charging fees which some parents are unable to afford.
They are not calling them tuition fees. But whether it is ancillary or auxiliary or registration, whatever fee it is, I'm putting the primary schools on notice. I'm not saying that the parents must not contribute, but sometimes we miss the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is to make sure that no child, regardless of the income status of their household, is in any way deprived of education.
The Prime Minister also urged the secondary school administrators to not allow fees to become a deterrent to students' right to a 7-year high school education. He was speaking on Wednesday at a primary exit profile PEP Awards function held at Jamaica House. The ceremony recognized 15 children of staff from the Office of the Prime Minister and Office of the Cabinet who were successful in their PEP exams this year. During the event, Mr. Holness presented the students with book vouchers for back to school. Over 3,500 students from 17 primary schools across the island will benefit from a numeracy and literacy initiative being financed by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF. Under the $40 million program, the Ministry of Education will engage teachers in numeracy and literacy training workshops, and their schools will receive related textbooks and software. The initial phase will target schools in inner city and rural communities across 7 parishes.
We're glad and we're proud to be a part of this type of intervention that is really putting education in its rightful place and sending a signal, right? That's the most important thing that I would want to come out of this today, that we send a signal as the ambassadors that this is the way we need to approach the education to children.
All the schools will be provided with the required equipment by the end of August, in time for the new academic year. During Wednesday's official handing over ceremony, Principal of the Bickersteth Primary and Infant School, Robert Gordon, welcomed the support.
This initiative could not have come at a more opportune time, when we as administrators start to prepare to purchase these needy items for our teachers. JSIF, we want to say a big thank you for this initiative. These are just some of the tools we need to transform education in this 21st century.
In other education news, the Portfolio Ministry is implementing plans to address the shortage caused by teachers leaving the public school system earlier than expected. Permanent Secretary Dr. Grace McLean says this will include using fourth-year students at training colleges on teaching practice. The ministry will also implement a flipped classroom initiative in September of this year. It involves master teachers working from a central location with appropriate technology and broadcasting those lessons to other schools at appointed times. The permanent secretary says each year of the 25,000 teachers in the system, about 3% or 750 leave, including those who retire. For those who resign, she says the resignations generally come the last week in August and first 2 weeks in September.
There is no way of finding out those who are going to be leaving during those 3 weeks. So we are putting a plan in place to make sure that we can treat with those who are leaving at that time. The bulletin that has gone out, CEO, to the system is that by the second week in September, they should tell us those who would have left, and we will now introduce the different plans that we have.
Dr. McLean was speaking at a press conference on the 2019 National Exit Exams on Wednesday. Cabinet has given the green light for the private sector to partner with government to implement video enforcement technology on our roadways. The decision was revealed recently in a ministry paper tabled in the House of Representatives. It revealed that government will be able to access the video technology to identify drivers who breach the Road Traffic Act, including breaking the red light, speeding, and improper lane use. An oversight committee will be formed to monitor the operations of the video technology. The move follows the Minister of Transport and Mining, Robert Montague's recent sectoral presentation in which he outlined plans to implement an electronic traffic enforcement system. And finally, 9 athletes will be representing Jamaica at the 2019 Parapan American Games in Lima, Peru. Team Jamaica will compete in track and field events and, for the first time, judo and taekwondo. President of the Jamaica Paralympic Association, Christopher Samuda, says there are high expectations for the team.
I'm expecting a medal haul for Team Jamaica if all goes well.
He says there are plans for more diverse representation in future competitions.
We have started fencing, we have started table tennis, we have started badminton. We'll be going into sitting volleyball, and then we'll be rekindling the wheelchair basketball, which we have always excelled at.
Mr. Samuda was addressing a media briefing on Wednesday. The Parapan American Games will run from August 23 to September 1 in Lima, Peru. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Here's how we sign the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sign with me?
The Seaview Gardens Primary School in Kingston recently made history when it opened its Math Tree Lane Math Village on its premises. This interactive student-centered area seeks to engage the institution's young learners in math scenarios. Watch for more.
Walk with me as I take you on a journey to a village like never before seen in Jamaica, a village that was created with one purpose in mind: to engage students at the Seaview Gardens Primary School in math. The Math Tree Lane Village was recently opened on the grounds of the Seaview Gardens Primary School in Kingston. The village, which is located off Matherific Boulevard, is the brainchild of math coordinator Denise Reed.
Inside our village, we have a shop area. In this shop area, we have play foods that the students will see in a regular shop. We have eggs, we have water, we have juice, we have basic things that you would see in a shop. Things are wrapped in pound, half pounds, 2 pound wrappings. We have scales, we have food and meats that are like play foods, beef, fish, chicken, that the students will interact with, and these are the things that they would see when they go to the shop to buy.
After visiting the Maths Masters one-stop shop, students and visitors can head to the nearby market.
So we have market day. If the students need to go in, they can go in, they can do buying and selling. We have, they can do weighing of goods, they can measure goods. The goods are priced, so they can do decimal, calculation, addition, all the mathematical operations will come out in the market, in the shop as well.
And there's more. At the very end of Matherific Boulevard, adjacent to Polymath Pathway, you'll find a house and the Math Express bus that journeys to Point Hill, 3 miles and halfway tree.
The math bus is actually a game center where the students go and play. It's not completed. They have to go and play interactive games, board games, games that develop critical thinking like draft, chess, Ludi, things like that. They go and play interactive games seated on the floor. They have a house. Inside of the house, you will see a stove, a table, and those things have shapes. They have geometric elements.
But the best thing about this interactive and engaging math village is that not only was it created for students, it is also partly run by a special group of students known as Math Elves.
The Math Elves are math students, the top math students from grades 5 and 6. Their responsibility is to go out to the different classes to which they are assigned. So they are assigned to grades 1 to 3. They use their lunch hour because we have 2 different lunch hours for upper school and lower school. So while the lower school students are inside, the upper school students the Math Elves will go to the classes assigned. They will sit with the students who are struggling with mathematics and guide them in their own way. Their role is basically to assist the students to understand math using their own language that the students would use to impart the knowledge in their own way to their smaller schoolmates.
For me, being a maths elf, I feel really good because I'm able to influence other children to let them have this strong passion for maths and they want to do it a lot more. So it really encourages me to do more. I would take the children out to see the math village. I would show them the stuff that are here. I would teach them how to weigh you would see the flour and the sugar and the cornmeal in the shop, and I would use the prices to teach them how to add and subtract and what to get for your change or how to deal with the stuff. If I have 3 counters in this hand, 3 counters in this hand, and 1 in this hand, how many counters do you have in all?
7.
You have 7. How do you know that there are 7 counters there?
You add 3 and 3 to 1.
And then you get 7. And you can also see them, so you know that there are 7 counters there, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
But though the village is a fun place of learning, there are strict guidelines that must be followed by students and teachers.
The students are not allowed to just go in the math village because the things are very small and we don't want them to take them out, not to steal, but to just play with them and remove them and so. So the teachers are rostered to use the math village. They decide when they want to use it based on the lesson that they have to teach. And so they are rostered and they take the key, they take the students in, and the students are monitored and they go in and they do their lesson. They come out, hand over the key, and another teacher can use it at another time. So the students are always monitored while they are within the math village, and the teachers are all encouraged to incorporate the math village within their lesson planning. So at least one math lesson for the week.
For far too long, students have seen mathematics as daunting, difficult, and frankly disconnected from everything that is important to them in everyday life. And so with a village like this, with this kind of initiative, students can come on the inside and they can see in a real way how mathematics can be relevant to what they're doing.
Sign with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sign with me.
We all know that Jamaica has some of the most brilliant and talented students the world can find. Young people who are excelling in academics, the arts, and extracurricular activities. In this edition of School Zone, we visit students at 3 institutions across the island who are proving that Jamaica's future is bright.
At Belmont, we no watch no face, we no watch no color, gender or race. Yes, Belmont is our school zone. You can call it our secondary home. Hey, School Zone, it's nice to meet ya. Truly, we're glad to see ya. Happy New Year, I'm glad to say, and I hope you all have a very nice day.
Hey there, guess what? It's another episode of School Zone. Yes, we're back already, and we're so happy you could join us. In today's program, we highlight some of Jamaica's most talented and intelligent young people, starting with the Rhythm Express Band, right here at Belmont Academy in Westmoreland.
Belmont Academy in the school zone. We might be local, but I grow, we grow. We grade them high, and we have them for sure. The best school in the West Belmont life.
The Center of Excellence concept came about because the government at the time felt that it was necessary to have schools starting off with some measure of excellence. What we found over the last 20 to 30 years is that those new schools were usually placed among the low-performing schools nationally. And the government wanted to shift that, right? So they studied a model out of Europe and retrofitted it for Jamaica. So there are a number of accountability matrices that are here that are not elsewhere. The mentorship program and all the other programs that we have in place really allowed us to see some significant advancement. So we were pleased that we really jumped the ranking in 2016, where we went up to 13th position in the island. And you know, out of almost 200 schools, at a school that was not even 10 years old at the time, you know, to have been placed at 13th, you know that we would have given the other schools a whipping, you know. But not only in CSEC that we excelled, we did so with the CAP program as well, NCT VET program, and we did so with CAPE because we have been the top movers in both CAPE and CSEC for the last 3 consecutive years. And we are the top school in the island of Jamaica for the last 3 consecutive years in CAP as well.
So as Mr. Simpson said, Belmont Academy was a top CAP performing school in 2016, 2017 and 2018. It was also the top movers in CAPE and CSEC. For more information on this, we gathered a few of the school leaders to talk to us about how they have achieved this feat. Joining me are
Demar Brown, head boy.
Naki Blake, head girl.
Rashin Cooper, student council president.
Rick Raby, deputy head boy.
Monique Jackson, deputy head girl.
Thanks for coming, guys. All right, so we're going to go straight into it. Mr. Simpson mentioned that there are numerous accountability measures in place to help students get the best grade that they can get, right? So can somebody tell me a little bit about what are some of these activities that are used to help the students?
Okay, over the years we have Saturday classes, Easter class, summer classes, and maths camp, which on Saturday classes, students will come from 9 to 2.
Just as how when someone does something that isn't so right, there are consequences that you have to face, such as detention and suspension. The school rewards you when you do excellent by promoting you. So what happens is that if you have over a certain average, I think it's 85, so if you have over an 85% average, in your year group, you have the opportunity to skip a grade.
Within the school, we have several mentorship programs that we have implemented. We have Girls Empowered for the Mission, which is GEM, and Boys on a Mission, which is BOM. Within these, we have highlighted students who we believe are capable of mentoring other students. So students who may have academic challenges, who may have personal challenges. And through these programs, we seek to help them to grow, uplift them. It's all about empowering them on both ends. Academic mentorship, we have after-school programs where students who have challenges in different subject areas, we assist them, we provide to them different tools and materials that can help them to advance themselves, both student to student, teacher to student, and teacher to teacher.
Awesome. And what do you personally think about this program? Is it working?
It is working because personally I am in charge of GEM as the head girl of the school, and through that program I have seen where the girls that are the mentees within the program, they are changing, adapting, they are relating to their environment. I see where they have achieved great results.
We as sixth formers are required to do a skill, so it's basically an advantage for us because then we graduate with our CAPE subjects as well as having a skill, so we can work in the hotel industry at the same time we can go to university if we wish to.
Finally, your principal was also referred to as one of the most creative and innovative principals in Jamaica. Do you agree?
We all do.
Awesome.
I strongly agree.
Why? Why is this?
Well, our principal is unlike any other principal that's out there. He's the type of principal that works alongside his staff, his faculty, his students. He's the type of principal that won't give up on people so easily. He's a principal that gives you the push that you need to achieve greatness.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Road code, road code, road code, road code, road code. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move far, you can do all three. Car, van, bike and bus. Look up and when you must use none. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move far, you can do all three. Take a big side. Froome take a big side. Welcome to Froome Technical High School, and you're watching School Zone.
Yes, after our visit to Belmont Academy in Westmoreland, we journeyed a few miles to the neighboring Froome Technical High School, where we met up with another promising student who is defying the odds.
My name is Karen Patterson, and I am the Miss Froome Technical High School. Well, my family call it bow leg, but doctors say it's blunt disease. Majority of the persons on my mother's side has it, miss. So really growing up, it was not really a problem. Sometimes I would like to play some games, miss, and I can't play it because of my legs. Miss Gregory, miss, my teacher, she was saying that, Karine, you know that you have high self-esteem and you should enter the pageant. But I was saying that being in a beauty pageant, miss, is more about your physical appearance and so forth, miss. So I didn't really want her to join, and then my friend said, go ahead, miss, and so I joined, miss. Entering the competition, miss, I was, to tell the truth, miss, I did not think I would have won, miss, because all the others, miss, when you were there and you see all of them in heels, miss, and I couldn't wear any high heels, miss. I have to wear flat shoes, and I was like, the judges are going to say, she don't have no heels, so she's not going to make it, miss. So I didn't think I was going to win, miss. But on the night, miss, I went out and I was confident in myself, miss, knowing that no matter what, I'm going to do my best, miss. And I went out there and I did my best. I go by a motto that is strong to my heart. It says that my mind is the block between me and my destiny, and my flaws are the pushing force behind me. Meaning that no matter what I put my mind to, knowing my condition, I will try to excel in that area. I would say they should be confident in who they are. Their physical appearance does not define who they are or who they can be, miss. I think that they should take risks. No one knows what could happen, miss. They could be the next Miss Room of their school, or they could turn out to be somebody great, miss. Just take risks.
And just before we close off today's episode of School Zone, we have one more school that's doing great things. Walk with me.
Here at Jonathan Grant, we have grade 9s and 10 students sitting the CSEC mathematics exam at the general proficiency level. May 2018 saw us having 125 of these students sitting. Of the 125, 85 students were grade 9 students. They achieved a 72.2% pass, while the remaining 40 grade 10 students achieved a 62.2% pass. For this year's sitting, we expect even greater results from these awesome students.
Did you hear that? Grade 9 and 10 students here at Jonathan Grant High are acing CSEC math in 1 year. I don't know about you, but I'm impressed and I need to know the formula. So let's find out.
You're looking at a grade 1 math student, and I have this to say. Whether you're a math king or queen, knowledge is your card. Play it, and math will never be hard.
We got ones. Do you want one too?
Ideas blend
when you study with a friend.
To get a distinction in math like I did, you have to talk it, enjoy it, lay on it, live it.
I got a grade 2 in mathematics, and I believe that you can do better than I did. Practice makes mathematics fantastic.
And that's a wrap for today's special School Zone edition on Academic Trailblazers. From the intelligent and talented students at Belmont Academy and the brave and vivacious students at Froome Technical, Karen Patterson. And now we're closing things off with the math geniuses right here at Jonathan Grant High School. Come on guys, help me close out.
Do you want your school to be featured in the next School Zone?
Or
do you want to give us feedback on today's program?
All you have to do is email me at sclark@jais.gov.jm. Who knows, you may just be the next school on our block. Bye!
And you've just arrived at the final page of today's Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for browsing with us. To watch this program again, all you have to do is visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Audrey. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.